Welcome to another session from LearnReason.com. My name's Matt, and this is part 3 in our Learn How to Mix video series. And today, what we're going to do is go through all of our tracks and get them all leveled out. And I'm going to show you the difference between before and after so that you can hear it. Okay? So the main things we use to level out all our tracks are, number 1, our ears. Number 2, we have the input gain right here at the top of the track. Number 3, I'll be using the master bus compressor. And number 4, I'll be using the master output level control right here. And number 5 would be level to one of the tracks. You know, I'm not sure yet, but I might have to go in and add more level to a track if it's not getting enough input level to the top, into the channel. In other words, if I have to peg this all the way to the top, 18 dB, I personally don't want to do that. You can, but I don't. I only like to use my gain, input gain, plus or minus maybe maybe about 8 or 8, right around that. I like to have play here. I don't want to be pegged one way or another. I like to have the play in the input or the fader here. And the only way to achieve that is by balancing out your tracks and getting all the tracks at a relative number of your choosing, and it will benefit you in your mix. If you just start to do it, you'll start hearing the results. That's all. The results will speak for themselves. So let's start right here with the kick. And what I'm going to do is I just want to be right around 10. I like to level out my tracks right around 10. It doesn't have to be exactly minus 10 dB. It can hover a little lower or go a little higher. It's just getting a uniform setting across every channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right into here, and I'm going to put a loop where I have a bunch of channels, tracks playing, and then I can just easily go through every channel, and see where it is sitting. Yeah, the kick seems fine. Snare's fine. This bottom snare's fine. I think our toms are cool. Okay, now we have our hi-hat, and when you look at the hi-hat, it's way down by 20. Well, what we have here is apparent volume. That's what it's called. And the best way to explain it is, if you record, let's say, a harp and a chainsaw, and you then put them next to each other and put them at a level that's exactly the same dB, the chainsaw is going to sound louder, even though they both are being played at the same exact dB. And it has to do with frequencies. I'm not going to get all involved with it because we want to balance out our tracks. It's called apparent volume, and you can hear it. Let's listen to everything that's going on right now, and look at all the tracks here are right around 10, but our hi-hat and even our ride are riding way below 10, but you can still hear them fine. So, I mean, there's no reason for me I can add more gain up here if I want to, and I might want to later, but there's no reason to. It's cool that it's hovering right there. The thing is, I said you have to use your ears too. So let's move on. This is our bus, and we can use the main fader here. We've got enough signal going in. And you have to remember all these signals coming, it's getting all its signal from tracks that we find in our gain structure here. The bass synth here, it's see where watch it moves up above 0. We want to control that a bit, so we'll put a limiter on that for the time being. And just try and get a little, and we'll watch our lights here. Let's listen to let's listen here to the bass synth and see if our compressor is affecting the sound, or it's just we just wanted to affect it enough to level it out, but really not change the sound. Well, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, I think that's good. It's leveling it out a bit. I just don't want it jumping all over the place. This is our HP bass. Let's listen to that. Oh, see, listen to that. Let's see if we can bring that up a bit. Listen for it. See, we brought it up. It's not at 10, but we can hear it. Maybe a little more. That's good. Okay, here we got our below C. See if we hear it. This is what we're listening for. See if you can hear that, you know, with all the other tracks. See, I can't hear it. It's really hard to hear. What's happening here is, and I've got my gain all the way up, and so what I'm seeing here is I don't have enough input volume for this track here. We have to go in here to below C. Let's go into show, no, let's go in here to the devices. And what I've done is I put this in earlier, and I just put a maximizer in. So I'm just going to turn this on, and I'm gonna crank up the volume here, and let's listen to it now. Remember, we're listening for this sound. Listen for this sound. So. Yeah, that's much better. But it's only going up to about 10. But you can hear it now, right? I like that. Then we have this sound. Let's listen. Let's listen to all 3 of these.
So we're out in the...
We'll work on the vocals here in a second, but I'm just trying to listen to all these here so we can hear everything. Let's just so you can hear everything. And we're just trying to get a leveling here. So we're just working across, and I think we have to move to a different part in the song. So we'll change our loop, and I think it's somewhere, let's go in this area here. I think this will give us a lot here. Play. Okay. Yeah, we need to bring that up. Let's listen to this here. All I'm doing is just I'm trying to level them all out. Yeah, that's got to come up some. Yeah, that's better right there. Let's look for the piano. Where is the piano? Here we go. Let's so I'm just going to select this and press P, and it will automatically loop it. Okay, that's good. And I think our Rhodes. Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's get on the vocals.
Rain when I'm with you. Darling, don't you
Yeah, we're hot.
know that whenever you're
The
gone,
vocals are really hot.
my heart feels wrong.
We can bring them down a bit.
The world is all around in this busy life when I'm with you.
Okay, this is a perfect example of using the gain knob at the top. Now watch. If I don't do that,
I can see the sun, though we're out in the rain when I'm with you. Darling, don't you know that whenever you're gone, my heart feels wrong.
or I can do this. I think right around there.
The world is all around in this busy life when
And I haven't touched my fader, and I have
I can see the sun,
locked.
though we're out in the rain when I'm with you. Darling, don't you know that whenever you're gone, my heart feels wrong.
I like that. And see, I haven't had to use any compression except for the bass synth.
The world is all around.
All I've done is gone through here. I had to add a little to the below C effect. I had to bring up some of the gain on a few of them. Then I had to lower the vocal a smidge. But now my tracks are pretty much balanced out nicely. I like it. So let's we'll put on the bus compressor. I like to 4 to 1. I like. Boy, look at that needle bounce. So I'm gonna put it at a fast release. I'll leave the attack right where it is right now. I'm gonna bring the threshold way down. And just get that thing moving. I just want to level it out a bit. Then I'm gonna bring my get my levels right around 6. Let's listen. See if we hear a difference in the bus compressor. It's pretty much the same. I can bring the makeup gain down just a smidge. Because I don't want the bus compressor to be doing anything but just leveling out, really. That's pretty good. And of course I have my control room here. So I just went through and leveled out all my tracks. And this is called, this is part of gain structure. And now I can start to mix the song and, bring in some EQs, do some separation of the tracks, because we have quite a few tracks here that are going to be, I think they're going to be fighting for some of the space, in the frequencies. Only so, you have to I like to be able to hear everything. And what we'll be doing is putting some of these sounds in the back, maybe some up in the front, a little on the, right, left. We might be bringing some of the sounds up a little while just to get you to hear them, and then we might put them a little back in the mix. But this is what we're going to be doing going forward. And I just want to show you this. I use the control room here as my monitor to monitor my level here, and I only use this to get my final output level right here. And how you do that is you just go right into let's go right here. You go to the master section, you tab around, and usually when you start a session, the master out will be here. What you do is just put it over to control room, and let's go right back here. And now this will be your volume. And if you want to know what what the output volume is, you want to hear what this setting is, you just have to control or command click the control room to put it at unity 00, and that's what this volume sounds like. You can bring it down or bring it up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we have all these pretty much leveled out. I'm happy with them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a mix this down, and then I want you to hear the difference between the raw mix, which was before we did any leveling at all, and what it sounds like after we've done our leveled out our mix and got a nice little stagnant mix, and paying attention to our gain structure. Okay, I've got the 2 tracks here. This is the raw mix right here. This is a mix down of what I had here, what the song sounded like before we leveled it out. It's just putting all the channels together up there and having them set at default, and the main master out set the way it was, no compression, no nothing. This is the way it sounded right here, and then this is a mix of after us balancing it out. So let's just let's go around the song and listen to the difference of just leveling out your tracks, paying attention to gain structure. That's what it's all about. Getting all the tracks to a relative volume, sounding the same at a specific, we pick a number here. I like 10, you might like 7. There's some people that like 12. Pick one and go with it. Let's check this out. So we'll start with the raw mix. Okay, let's listen to the balanced one. Okay, so let's put it back to right here. That's right. Now let's listen to the raw one. Okay, let's go right here. We're still on the raw one. We're moving it up a little. We'll just a couple more places. I just want you to hear the big, huge difference of the mix, and all we did was leveled out the tracks. We added a smidge of compression, not enough to affect the sound, just a little bit of leveling, and we have a little bus compression here, on the balanced. We balanced out the track. That's all we did. So let's check out a little bit more. This is the raw.
Every street I walk on becomes a lover's lane when I'm with you. I can see the sun, though we're out in the rain when I'm with you. Darling, don't you know that whenever you're gone, days are long.
Okay, let's go back right from the same area and let's listen to our balanced one. See how you can hear everything? It's a static mix now. It's not we haven't even begun to separate stuff, but you can hear everything. You can hear it.
Every street I walk on becomes a lover's lane when I'm with you. I can see the sun, though we're out in the rain when I'm with you. Darling, don't you know that whenever you're gone, days are long.
Okay, let's move up here into the end part here. Still on the balance. Okay, let's go back and we'll listen to the raw. So there's proof. You heard it with your own ears. What a difference just balancing out your tracks can do. It's the foundation. It's so important to give yourself a good static mix. You use gain structure. It's all part of gain structure, gain staging. It's part of it. We balanced out the tracks. You know, we have some tracks that are just hanging right around 10. We have some tracks that they only need to go up to around 20 because of the apparent volume. We had one track here. We had to really boost up the signal, but you know, and we used the gain knobs, and you can see we didn't use a lot of them. We just used it where we needed to. We had a little compression here, and you know, and then we used our bus compressor. But I had it off for the demonstration there. So I hope this was a help, and you hope you know you learned something. And next, in part 4, we're going to start dialing in, you know, picking apart each sound and trying to find out where it should sit in the mix. And that will be fun, and I'm sure it will help out people. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and you guys take care, and please be social. That's what it's all about. Together we can help each other out and learn from each other. Take care.